everybody, welcome to Garden Time with Belle. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I am a gardener in the state of Missouri. I happen to garden in a zone 6. We have a lovely long growing season here in mid-Missouri, and we're in the end of the first week of September, and so that means I've got lots of beautiful things still growing in my garden, but fall will be here before we know it. And so, as you can see here on the table, I went out this morning and harvested a bunch of flowers so that I can bring that beauty inside the house and enjoy it over the next few weeks because before too long, they're not going to be looking so great anymore. So I thought I'd just take you along on putting together a few bouquets today. Recently, I had a girlfriend ask me, is it hard for me to come up with content for my YouTube videos? And the answer to that is absolutely not. If you've watched many of my videos before, basically, I'm not creating content out of, some suggested list of things. I am just sharing with you all in a video format what I would be doing regardless of if I had a YouTube channel. And so today it's all about harvesting some beautiful flowers and getting them into some vases so that I can enjoy these and my husband inside the house. So some people might be asking, why do you grow so many things when it's just you and your husband? They ask me that about the vegetables and the herbs that I grow. I grow a lot of everything, and a couple of reasons, I think. Number one, I'm blessed with living on 10 acres. So I have plenty of options of places to grow things, and why not? And secondly, I like to share what I grow with other people, with family members, with good friends, and that includes sharing flowers. Very, very often, anytime I have to go to town, because we live about 15 miles from the nearest town here in mid-Missouri. Anytime I have to go to town, maybe I'm going to go get a pedicure, get my hair done. We go to dinner parties and meet up with friends for different events. I almost always throughout the summer bring a little bouquet as either a hostess gift or just something to brighten someone's day. So I just love it. I mean, why not share the beauty with those that you care about? So I thought before we get into actually putting things together, I would show you a few little things a few little supplies that I like to use when I'm putting together bouquets. And full disclaimer, and you're going to know when you see me do this, I am not a floral designer. I've had no training. I've not even taken a class. I might have had read a few books. Floret Farms has some great books on dahlias and putting together bouquets, but honestly, there is no method to my madness. But I'm just going to share with you what this home gardener likes to do to enjoy these beautiful blooms. So a couple of things. Vases can kind of be expensive, but you can use all kinds of things for your flowers. And especially when I'm taking bouquets on the regular to friends or family, I like to find an inexpensive way to do that in terms of the vase. And so I very frequently use old glass jars like this one from our favorite olives. We eat a lot of olives. We love Italian food, Italian flavors. And so anyways, my favorite green Italian olives come in a jar like this. And this is the perfect size jar for a little small bouquet, as well as the bonus. This circumference of a little jar fits perfectly in my cup holders in my car. And if you follow me on Instagram at all, you'll see oftentimes me with a bouquet of flowers in the cup holder in my car as I'm driving to town, ready to gift these to somebody. The other great thing too about finding inexpensive little vases and things, dollar store. I mean, isn't that cute? This was $1. So, it's not a big investment. And, I don't make huge bouquets for friends. They're more, on a small scale. So little things like this are perfect. I also happen to love for my home these little teeny tiny vases. I think I probably got these at, probably Walmart or Target or Home Goods. I don't really remember even where I got these, but these are very expensive. And I love these because I will oftentimes just put one dahlia bloom in this little vase, and I have several of them, and I actually line them up on a windowsill, and when the light hits them, they're just sweet and cute to show off individual flower blooms. So, you know, we have lots and lots of beautiful vases. Even things as simple as, I love to use this, and in fact, hopefully today I'll be able to fill this one for you. This is just a little, ceramic teapot, but isn't that darling? Might use this for a big bouquet. This one I use over and over again for the center of our kitchen table. I just chuck a bunch of things in there, and very free form, but a pitcher can work great also as a vase. Lastly, I have to show you this. This is one of my favorites. Hopefully I can not drop it. Bring it right here. Isn't this cool? So actually, I found this at a cute little shop in Breckenridge when I was there last summer with my girlfriends. And this is perfect. These are zinnias. These are the senorita variety that I grow and love. You've seen these before in my garden. But isn't this great? So just to show off the beauty of just one stem, and you can configure this all kinds of ways. You could have it long ways. You could, isn't that so cool? You could it's sort of serpentine, right? You could just change it up however you want to. So anyways, I just think that's adorable. And yeah, I'm really glad I scored. I've never seen one of those before. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, what else are we going to need? Well, we're going to need nippers. We might need a floral tape, and I've got my little basket here of things. So I looked this morning to try to find my clear floral tape, and I couldn't find it. But I do have this floral tape. So basically, if you have a vase, a vessel that, let me move these out of the way, that has a big opening. This isn't a good example, but you can create a crisscross grid so that as you place your stems into there, they won't flop over. But you don't have to have fancy floral tape like I do. I have also, before I bought floral tape, used Scotch tape. This tape, it just works great. Just a simple little grid over there, over the top, and then it's really helpful to keep your tape in place to then run another length of tape around the edges. But it just really holds your stems up so not everything leans to one side or the other. So yeah, that is basically all we're going to need. Nippers. Oh, gotta share this with you too. Floral Life crystal clear flower food. I buy this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below for you all. This is liquid. I use it all the time, and it's not that expensive, and it doesn't take that much. But this really helps my flowers last a long time. So you can do that. So before we get into actually assembling these flowers, I want to take you out in the garden. I want you to come with me because we are going to go out there and cut some stems from some shrubs to use as filler. I want to really encourage you to just go out there and shop your garden, shop your yard for some greenery, and it could not be easier. So I'm going to grab the camera and put on my little lavalier so you can see what I see, and we'll go out there and we'll harvest a few sprigs of probably false indigo, Baptisia, and maybe even some of my Spirea. It's a shrub, but those long stems can work great in a vase. So I'm going to grab the camera and let's go outside to my Baptisia. So if you all have seen any of my other videos, you know that Baptisia or false indigo is absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous perennial shrub, but they bloom in early spring, and they bloom, I've got, I think, purple sapphire and lemon meringue. So they are beautiful purples and yellows, absolutely gorgeous. But when they're done blooming, you're left with a pretty shrub. So let's get in here and see if we can find some branches that I might want to cut for filler in a bouquet. So they're getting a little bit tired, as I said, but let's go ahead and get in here and cut some. And so, you know, they're not all going to be perfect for sure, but a lot of this will be useful. So we'll grab that. Let's see. Let me come down here and go down low on the plant and see what we've got to work with. Let's grab this. So we've got a little bit of greenery. Just grab those, bring those in the house. And then let's head up here and find some spirea. All right, so you can see some spirea here in my little skinny walkway and skinny bed. Oh, you know, I keep telling you all about this, the grand scheme. The grand plan is to move this over and get bigger beds here that I can plant up. But for now, let's see if we can find some branches to use inside. Okay, one of the things that's really important to me when I put together some bouquets is to be organized. And I like to just lay all my flowers out so that I can get a sense of when I cut them and harvested them in the garden, you know, what's the stem length, and, you know, just group them by variety. I am really happy to share that I grew all of these from seed this year, except for my beautiful dahlias, which I grew from tubers. I did grow some of these from seed, and I mentioned that already, that I'm not really crazy about that. I probably won't grow dahlias from seed in the future, but I will go back to my beloved tubers. So anyhow, okay, let's talk about what I harvested. Cosmos. Oh, I mean, they are wispy and frilly and beautiful. They add a lot of drama and height and just lightness to an arrangement. So I really like these. I will try to put on the screen which varieties I grew. I know one is, I believe, apricota. The white one, I'm not sure. Okay, first time ever growing Gomphrena from seed. And I am going to grow this next year, and I'm going to start many seed trays with Gomphrena. Isn't that just a wow? That beautiful magenta. And then I've never grown Celosia from seed. Again, I'll look up the variety. I take copious notes, so I'll have to look up the variety and put it on the screen of all these for you. But isn't that a stunner? I mean, beautiful, tall, slender, interesting, different bloom heads. Of course, I've got my beloved dahlias. This is a dahlia from seed, from Floral. This is part of the Cancun Girl Mix. And this is a dahlia that I've been growing. I think this is Bahama Mama. I've been growing this dahlia for years. You know, I overwinter my tubers in a little mini fridge in my house to keep them at the perfect 45 degrees during the winter, and then plant them back out in the spring. So I've got some dahlias. This is really cute. This is one of the best dahlias from the Cancun Girl line. But they just did not produce. Last but not least, here's some zinnias. I decided this year to try the Precious Metals blend from Floral, her brand new seeds that she sold this year for the first time. And they're growing on me. They're really not my favorite, but they're growing on me. So I think next year I've got a seed packet that I didn't use Alpenglow. I'm going to give that a try next year. So, all right. So here we've got that. You also came outside with me and we grabbed some Baptisia or false indigo, some stems for some filler, and you can even use your Spirea. I mean, look at that. It doesn't look like much, but believe me, it helps fill out your arrangements. Okay, I think first things first, I'm going to start with my vase because this really sits in the center of this table right by the windows to the backyard in our little kitchen table area. I'm in the kitchen a lot. I want to see flowers. I want to see flowers every time I'm sitting down to eat. And so I think we'll start with this one because let's use some of these really big, beautiful, tall things in it. So I think this is going to be just a mixture of shades of purple and pink and white. So I'm going to get some water in this, some floral food, and then let's get to putting it together. Okay, so I've got my floral food. It says 1 tablespoon per quart. Just follow the directions. I don't know. I don't ever measure. Sorry. I just put a little bit in there. Call it good. Oh, that looks like about a tablespoon. All right. The other thing I didn't mention to you all, and you all probably know this if you grow flowers, but it's always very important to harvest your flowers in the morning, early in the morning, because they're rusted from the evening. It's cooler. They've drawn in all the moisture through the night, and they're not tired and worn out like they would be at the end of the day. So let's see. Sometimes I like to use filler first. And honestly, I didn't get huge amounts. I didn't get really long ones this time. Usually I can go out there for the Baptisia earlier in the year and cut, really long branches, but that's okay. We're just gonna use this. Sometimes filler is amazing because as you crisscross the stems into your vase, that adds as a way to help hold your other stems. So could not be easier. All right. So, truth be told, I'm not crazy about the condition of this Baptisia. It's looking a little tired, but just for purposes of demonstration, I'm going to keep it. So, you're going to find things here that you need to snip off that are no longer good. And, even though, as you can see right here, this only has 1 flower, this adds some interest, the stems. So they don't have to be loaded with flowers to actually add interest to your bouquet. So here we go. Let's just put these in here to get things started. Trying to find the tallest ones to get this going. Oh, look at this one. Oh, yeah. And, this is going to sit in the center of the table. So I want it to look pretty from all directions. So I'm going to try to be sort of strategic in making sure, that it looks good from different spots. And here are the pink ones. I didn't have very many of those. That's all right. I am just harvesting everything I can because I'm going to be so sad. It's not going to be long before there aren't many flowers left in the garden when fall comes. All right, so here is the Gomphrena. Oh, that's so pretty. So darn pretty. Look at how pretty and tall, and that bright pop of pink could not be more beautiful. Oh, love it so much. All right. I mean, talk about freeform. Y'all, I told you I am not a floral designer by any stretch of the imagination. But you know what? So far, any of those beautiful little bouquets that I've created and given to friends and family, nobody said, oh, that's just not very pretty. Take that away. No one. So I do this for myself and for my friends. So here's our Celosia. First time ever growing it, and boy, will I grow it again. And don't that looks kind of sad how it's turned like that, but that's okay. That adds interest. That's kind of the interesting thing about flowers is just let them do what nature would do. Some over here on this side. Differing heights is always good. I mean, oh, okay. And of course, I find standing back is helpful. You see this bucket? I wanted to just pause here. So I shared on another video that I got these buckets free at my local grocery store's floral department. I went in and I asked them, I said, do you all happen to have any extra buckets? Because a lot of their flowers that they sell in the stores come in these, or at least they use these to kind of hold all their flowers before they put them out. And they said, well, sure. So I think I scored, like, they gave me six or eight of these. I use these all the time for when I'm harvesting outside. I'll put some water in here and chuck my new flowers in there after I cut them. And then it's great just for all this mess, for a place to put them. So, all right, back to this project. How about some more Celosia? Got a few more stems that could go in, I think. Or maybe I should stop. I don't know. How about over here? That's pretty. So yeah, so just, keep walking around your arrangement until it's what you want it to be. So, that could be just an arrangement by itself, just because it's floral and it's pretty and it's floaty, fluid. But I don't know, I'm a little afraid that my dahlias are going to get lost. So I'm looking for ones that have the longest stems that I might want to include in this mix. I don't know. I might save these and use them on the next bouquet. Let's see what these look like in there. It's just all about experimenting. This will be my end of the season floral bouquet. So here's a tip for you on these zinnias. When you go to harvest your zinnias, you want to make sure you hold it down here about 10 or 12 inches from the top and do the shake test. And if the head's nice and it doesn't wobble, that means it's ready to harvest. So if I went like this and the head was just really wobbly, I would say, nope, it's not ready yet. So hold off, Belinda. So I'm going to go ahead and I typically strip the leaves. Stripping the leaves is really a good idea to do, because then that particular flower is not hungry for loads of water to keep that leaf nice and hydrated. So let's go in with some more of these zinnias, these pale pinks. Just looks like a little meadow, I think. It's super cute. Now I could be recutting these stems if I really wanted to. Let me turn it around so you can see that side. Okay, so I've got pinks and like apricot over here, so I need to swap this out. That's too much on one side. So what I'm going to do here is this apricot one over there, and then bring some pale pink on this side. Yeah, I like that better. All right, a couple more I think can go in. We'll strip the leaves off of here. And about right there. How about right in here? Okay, well, I think that's cute. That is just saying September in Belle's garden. That's what that is. Of course, if things are a little crazy on you, you can just always take your snips and cut things back also once they're in the vase. For instance, this flower bit the dust, so I'm going to take that one off. But otherwise, I'd say it's looking pretty from all angles. So I think this is a winner. Okay, so let's use this little teapot. Already got some water in there. Again, some floral food. And I think I'm going to devote this little teapot to the dahlias that are left. Okay, originally I thought I was going to use my floral tape for this opening, but it's not working out so great. So I grabbed some wet foam. Now, I don't use this very often because it's not very environmentally friendly, but it is you can purchase for flower arranging, you can purchase, the foam. A lot of florists will use this where they place it in the vessel and it holds on to water, and you can stick the stems of your flowers right into that soft wet foam. So I just cut a little chunk of it here, and I'm going to stick it in here and hopefully let it absorb some of that water. And we shall see if that works a little bit better than before. So I'm going to start with my Bahama Mamas and see how that stands straight up when I do that, because I'm putting it right into that floral foam. So since I've got these three, I think I'm gonna start with those as my trio. Yeah, that's way better. And now I'm just gonna take these other dahlias and tuck them in around it. I mean, that is darling. Okay, time to clean up my mess and find a spot for these in the house. Well, what a fun project. There's nothing more gratifying than starting little tiny baby seeds in my greenhouse in February, getting them out into the garden, and here we are at the tail end of summer, and wow, what beauty those little seeds turned into. I'm really happy that I tried some new things this year. I'm always liking to try new things, as you know. The Gomphrena definitely will grow that next year. The Celosia definitely will grow that next year. Probably be looking for some different color varieties just to switch it up. Of course, my beloved dahlias. Bahama Mama is featured prominently in this sweet little bouquet that I put together in this little white teapot. It just could not be more fun and more gratifying to enjoy these beauties up close as well as out in the landscape. So I've heated up my coffee. I think I'm just going to sit here for a minute and take in all the wonder of nature and imagining all the time they spent in the garden this year. And now I'm really reaping the benefits. We'll find a place for this sweet little bouquet certainly in the next few minutes. And thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please like and subscribe so that I can continue reaching more and more gardeners in our community. And I am going to wish you, wherever you are, a happy gardening day.